I'll get back to you, thank you. I really think we could have had him this time.
We had him. We had him. It was perfect. There was Edmund rigging the votes with his graveyard voters and his faulty voting machines. And then Beth warned him that we were onto him. And why did Phillip say a word to Beth?
Phillip knows that all hell is going to break loose here. He wanted to get Beth and the children out of the palace, out of here. I can understand that.
Well, I'm trying to.
You know, with the military under his control, it was just a matter of time before Edmund staged his coup.
I despise him more by the minute. I mean, the arrogance, the nerve of him to stand up and announce that he had discovered a plot to swing the vote in his favor, and then to use that as an excuse to stop the voting and to establish military rule. What is wrong with the people of San Cristobel? Are they asleep? Do they not see what's happening to them? Do they even care?
The people care, Cassie, the people care. They're in a state of shock, just like we are. Edmund was utterly convincing.
The palace guard is to be in full gear and on high alert status. I want them stationed throughout the palace and on the perimeter. That goes to the local police as well. I want a high military visibility throughout the capital. I am making myself clear, am I not?
Yes, Your Highness.
Good. Once that's done, summon the Royal Council. I want them brought here with full ceremonial escort. Motorcycles, flags, sirens, honor guard, the works.
And the escort, of course, will be fully armed?
Of course. Have the Royal Council taken directly to the throne room. You have 1 hour. 1. Go. I'm not sure what you're thinking.
May I ask a question?
Of course, there are no secrets between us.
The honor guard, the sirens, the armed escort.
Yes?
I'm guessing that's 10% ceremony and 90% intimidation and manipulation. Am I right?
I knew it.
Knew what?
That you have an innate talent for this. Beth, you are in every way my equal. I would like to propose a toast to my imaginary friend.
Oh?
Yes. Growing up as the imperfect prince, I created a friend. Someone who wouldn't rush to judge me. Someone whose loyalty I could never doubt. Someone who would always be by my side and defend me. A guardian angel, if you will. And as I grew, that imaginary friend faded into my childhood, became a dim memory of the solitude of that experience. But my friend returned, lovelier than before, more intelligent and charming, and braver than I ever could have hoped for. To you, Beth, thank you for allowing me to be myself. And thank you for understanding me.
Did you just make that up?
No, I've been wanting to say it for quite some time, actually. More and more every day.
I have to say there have been times.
When I've given you pause?
Yes. And after everything that's happened today.
Ah, yes. Well, a seizure of power, a coup d'etat, is what they're going to call it, you know.
But I won't. It's unorthodox, but it's not wrong. What's wrong is how Richard and Cassie have tried to keep you from what's yours, what is rightfully yours.
No, Beth. Ours.
Well, I knew that you were in trouble, Beth. But I didn't realize that it was this bad. But hey, at least he didn't buy you cheap.
This moment alone, please.
Of course. I must get ready for the Royal Council. I'll be back presently. Mr. Spaulding.
I told you what Edmund was doing because I was worried about your safety. Richard and Cassie told me not to tell you. Said that you would go right to Edmund. I said, no, she won't. No, she won't. Not the woman I know. Not the woman that I've loved. No, she'll be sickened by this. She'll be appalled by it. Where is that woman? What has he done with her?
How dare you?
How dare I? What would you like me to do, Beth? Just let you make a shambles of your entire life? Do you know who you're talking to?
Yes. And you have to stop.
Stop what? You want me to stop caring about you?
I want you and everyone else to stop acting as if I had no mind of my own, that I am so completely and easily manipulated.
Well, you know what? Give me another alternative, Beth. I'd love to hear it. Is there something in the water? I would really love to know what it is that makes you deaf, dumb, and blind to this jackass.
I am not a victim, Philip. I have made my own choices. My decisions are mine.
All yours, like this particularly responsible one that you just made about telling
It's
Ed.
my decision. And I stand behind it. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I know who he is, Philip. And I know what he's going through. I'm not some wide-eyed innocent staring at him with stars in my eyes just because he's a prince.
Oh, no. He abdicated as prince. Now he's a military dictator.
If you could get by your hatred of him, you would see that he's only doing what needs to be done.
Oh, God. You know what? Now it's official. It's official. You're just insane.
Don't condescend to me. Everything Edmund has done, he has been forced to do.
Oh, God.
Forced to do by Richard, who is undermining him in ways he had absolutely no
The
right to
amazing
do.
thing is that you really believe that, don't you? You honestly think that that's true?
Is Edmund ambitious? Yes. Driven? Absolutely. Not unlike his brother or you.
Oh. Please. Stab me in the eye, but don't compare me to Edmund.
If you think about it, the two of you are exactly alike. Neither one of you will let anything stand in the way of what you want.
Him. Just like I believed him for so many years. How many years? It's pathological.
That you believed Edmund and you forgave him? No, Richard. He was your brother. And you felt guilty because your father obviously
Edmund's ability
you.
to lie. The way he tries to garner sympathy, that's what's pathological. And it works. Do you know why it works? Because he believes himself. His lies are his reality.
Well, that's true.
And he's so far gone now. He's at the point where he has to defend that reality to the death. He has to. I want you to go back to Springfield with Phillip. I've already made the arrangements.
What? Without you? Are you out of your mind?
Cassie,
No!
Cassie, we've lost a child already. I'm not gonna lose you.
And I'm not gonna leave you. You won't lose me. And don't ask me again, because I'm not leaving.
Edmund is delusional. He's way out of control. He's more dangerous now than he's ever been before.
Fine. What are we gonna do about it?
Are you surprised? You know that I want you home? In Springfield with your family? You know that.
And what home would that be, Philip? I don't have a home, don't you remember? Where do I belong? You see, this is the first place in a long time where no one resents me. Where I don't have to worry about whom I'm offending by my history. Where where I'm not prejudged, where no one has expectations that run counter to my own. You chose your life. Let me have mine.
I want you to, Beth. I really want you to. And that's what Jim would have wanted for you, but can it be a life that is grounded in some kind of reality? Look around. None of this is real, Beth. And this is not where you belong.
Oh, yes. And you know best, don't you? Yeah.
I'm trying so hard to be a friend to you.
You're not. You're trying to be my keeper. And I don't want it, I don't need it, and I resent it.
Yeah, but you don't resent being his trophy, do you? No, that you don't resent.
That is profoundly insulting. You don't know anything about it. You can't possibly grasp the idea that someone, that Edmund, accepts me as I am. That's the appeal, Phillip. That's the draw. That's what I found in San Cristobel. It's not about a tiara or a rope of pearls or being a princess, although God knows I love it. I adore it. It is about the fact that someone loves me as I am and isn't trying to save me from myself.
Fine. Message received. You know what? You're nobody's victim. Good for you. You can take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah. I will take care of the children, however.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
Exactly what you think it does. Look around, Beth. Your boyfriend just staged a coup, bloodless for the time being. But there are armed guards everywhere. Do you really think, do you honestly think that I am ever going to let my children anywhere near this place again? So you go ahead and do what you want to do. You buy into Edmund's fantasy as deep as you want to go. But Lizzie and James are never going to be a part of this. Not now, not ever.
Well, that is an awful threat.
It isn't a threat.
And just what would you call it?
I call it taking care of my children. That's why they're on their way back to Springfield right now. You know, I'm not sure that you've gone this far in your thinking, but there's going to be a response to what happened today. Why do you think Edmund has guards posted around every corner? Now, you played a very active role in creating this mess. I'm just playing my part in keeping my kids out of it.
I can't believe that you would keep me from my children.
No, wait a minute. Hang on a second. That's not what I'm doing. No. God knows. God knows that I think that Lizzie and James should be with you because they love you and they need you, and when you're gone, you have no idea how much they miss you. But I'm not going to turn them over to you in an armed camp.
Why are you doing this to me?
No, Beth. We're in agreement. I think, and you think, that you should be with our children. What am I doing to prevent that?
You are making me choose between being a woman and being a mother.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, clear-eyed realist that you've become, I'm sure you know you can't have everything.
Of course you can.
I seem to recall Beth asking you for some privacy.
Well, a bit selective in what you're willing to let Beth have, aren't you? I, on the other hand, really do believe she can't have everything.
Edmund, as much as I would really love to get into this with you, it doesn't concern you.
What concerns Beth concerns me.
Well, that's a sickening thought.
Regardless, she won't be going up against the Spauldings alone. You'll be outspent, outmaneuvered, and outgunned.
Couldn't you just throw me in a dungeon? Does that still work? Or maybe you could publicly behead me.
Well, those were the days. No, actually, Mr. Spaulding, I'd like you to remain as our guest for a few more hours. There's a little ceremony I think you'd like to see. I think it'd be of interest to you. And my brother. But you're going to have to tell him about it, you see. Unfortunately, he hasn't been invited.
Wow, lucky me, I made the A-list.
Yes. Lucky you indeed.
Your Highness? Colonel. That's, Richard, to you now, Colonel.
Sir, Richard...
You'll get used to it, Colonel, don't worry.
No, sir, I won't, and none of us can.
But apparently the Royal Guards can. So what's happening?
Edmund has summoned the Royal Council. He's having them brought to the palace under full military guard.
Why?
Well, he wants the Council's corroboration, obviously.
Precisely.
Well, will they?
Full military guard. Cassie, full military guard. They won't have any choice.
And once he's firmly in power...
It'll be almost impossible to get out.
I speak to you now, not only as a loyal subject who has served you with great pride, but as a friend. San Cristobel needs you more than ever. You have an incredibly loyal following. A majority of our people love you and want you as our ruler. You and the princess can't turn your backs on us now.
I'm not going anywhere, Colonel. Not until this is over. And this is what I want you to do.
Totally believable.
Edmund is extremely paranoid right now. Of course, he's going to suspect you. But knowing my brother, he won't be able to resist using you. Now, Edmund tries to stay 2 steps ahead of everyone. You're going to have to try to stay 1 step ahead of him. Dax, this is extremely dangerous. You cannot let your guard down, not even for a moment.
And what do I say to him?
You just hold to the plan. You'll know what to say when the time comes.
Be careful.
I have served and will continue to serve at your pleasure.
Well, let's hope that Edmund continues to be his own worst enemy. Goodbye, friend.
Never thought I'd say this, but, you know, Dax is a true friend.
Yes, he is. And right now, friends are all we have.
Gentlemen, thank you all for coming on such short notice. Please accept my sincere apology for having interrupted your evenings. But we are all servants of San Cristobel, and let there be no doubt, country comes first.
Your father must be turning over in his grave. He knew the limits of responsibilities and the limits of power. I knew you, Edmund, when you were a youngster, and I can safely say you were no good then, and you are no good now. If you think that you're going to force this coup on the country...
I acted today to preserve stability and continuity of government for our island. It has been made clear to me that there are those whose aim it is to throw San Cristobel into chaos. I deplore the fact that supporters of mine, in a desperate and misguided attempt to preserve order, tried to keep me on the throne. I could not tolerate subversion of our democratic process, so I took the situation into immediate control. It has been a tribute to all of us that this has been a peaceful and bloodless transition so far. And I can assure you, it can remain so. Yes? Now, I'm well aware that there are those among you who would rather eat ground glass than to acknowledge me as your prince. And yet, for the good of the country, I must ask that this is exactly what you now do. Gentlemen,
Gentlemen, I move we endorse His Royal Highness Edmund, Prince of San Cristobel, as our sovereign ruler without any delay.
I so endorse. I so endorse.
I so endorse. I so endorse.
I so endorse.
I so endorse.
I so endorse.